9-day search intensifies for 2 sailors and the Campai. 3 charged in $2.3 million VAT fraud linked to THA invoices. And Attorney Martin George calls for balanced road enforcement. Good evening. I am Kristen Salandi and you're locked into the Tobago Updates television news for Wednesday, 10th of March 2026. Now to our top story. An urgent maritime search enters a critical phase today. 2 sailors remain missing 9 days after the vessel they were taking to St. Vincent and the Grenadines vanished between Tobago and Grenada. Joel Green George has this report.
A desperate search is intensifying tonight for 2 Trinidadian sailors missing at sea for 9 days. The vessel, a 29-foot white and teal pirogue called Campai, was commissioned by a British national in Waterloo. The crew of 2, Alvin Morgan and Damian Rees of Santa Flora, were delivering the newly built boat to work in the fishing industry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Campai arrived in Buku, Tobago to refuel last Sunday evening. Last seen on March 2nd, the vessel suffered repeated mechanical failures while passing through Plymouth, Castara, and Palatuve. After a local fisherman assisted with the engine for a final time, the crew, Alvin Morgan and Damian Rees, headed towards Grenada, but never arrived. At 1:30 p.m. on Monday, March 2nd, the men departed for Union Island. Their estimated arrival was between 5 and 6 p.m. that same day. They never arrived. Captain Valence Rambarat and the Hunter Search and Rescue Team have filed a formal report with the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. The team is acting on behalf of the owner and the families of the missing sailors. Authorities are appealing to all fisherfolk and marine operators from Tobago, St. Vincent, and St. Lucia to remain on full alert. If you have any information, please contact the Search and Rescue Team at 799-1453 or the Coast Guard at 634-1304. Joel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
Businessman Richie Habib, Yolande Clark, and the Habib International Limited have been ordered to stand trial in the High Court in connection with an alleged $2.3 million VAT fraud involving the Tobago House of Assembly THA. The decision was made on March 2nd by Master Kimitria Gray, who ruled that prosecutors presented sufficient evidence for the matter to proceed to trial on a charge of conspiracy to cheat the public revenue. According to investigators, Habib International Limited allegedly issued 65 invoices to the THA between 2016 and 2021 that included value-added tax VAT, despite the company not being registered to charge VAT. Authorities claim the invoices used the VAT registration number of another company. The case is scheduled to be heard in the High Court on September 18th. Habib, Clark, and the company have been granted each $800,000 bail as the matter moves forward. Attempts were made to contact Habib International and Mr. Habib for comment. However, it was indicated that they had no comment on the matter at this time. A routine traffic stop in Curep turned violent on Monday, resulting in the arrest of a 27-year-old maxi-taxi driver. The incident, which unfolded along the Southern Main Road, has sparked renewed debate over the tension between motorists and enforcement officers. Police reports state the driver allegedly assaulted a licensing officer during a traffic enforcement exercise. The situation reportedly escalated when the driver struck the officer twice before brandishing a wheeled spanner and chasing the licensing authority vehicle. The driver was later apprehended and taken into custody. Reacting to the incident, Attorney Martin George is calling for a more measured approach to road safety. George emphasized that while the law must be upheld, enforcement should be balanced and fair. He noted that overly heavy-handed tactics can often backfire, leaving the public feeling targeted rather than guided, and stressed the need for professional conduct to prevent such volatile confrontations.
have scenarios where there appears to be this excessive, heavy-handed approach, which certainly does not make members of the public feel, that, this is any fair or even-handed or balanced scenario. So, we have to be mindful that, of course, yes, we want to change behaviors. We want to encourage better behaviors on the road and encourage persons to, make better decisions and, make sure their vehicles are up to standard, up to code, and, all of that.
While the goal remains to improve road safety, George highlighted that enforcement strategies should aim to educate and correct behavior rather than simply instill fear. He urged officers to be mindful of how their methods are perceived and also reminded the public that cooperation is essential in creating safer roads and fostering a culture of compliance across the nation. Up next, from sanitation to the Senate. Stay with us.
Somebody get the phone, go on the telephone. I get wet. Hey, I get wet. Boy, I get wet. I'm looking on through the party. I hope I find you there.
Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way. Some bunny's getting a great rate today. Looking for a rate that's bright and sunny? Hop on down for some Easter money. 1% interest through and through. Because we see you at BCU. Apply for a 1% Easter loan and let's hatch something great together. Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
Hey, as you come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Stephen to see about them. Yeah, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla? I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
TL Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Bertrude Legacy Park, Lowlands. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son. And from Tobago, amateur comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
Thanks for staying with us. Tobago continues to make its mark in the upper house of Parliament. Yesterday, Kamaria London was sworn in as a temporary opposition senator, bringing a unique blend of professional expertise and frontline labor experience to the national stage. Jewel Green George has the story.
From the sanitation lines of Tobago's public infrastructure to the seats of the Red House, Kamaria London is no stranger to public service. But her latest appointment marks a tactical shift in her political journey. While she previously served as a temporary government senator in July 2024, London now takes her seat on the opposition bench. For her, the change in seating doesn't change the mission.
For me, regardless of the side of the chamber, the responsibility remains the same. And that is to serve the people of this country with integrity, commitment, and a genuine sense of duty.
A veteran of the People's National Movement for 27 years, London currently serves as the party's East Constituency Executive Lady Vice Chairman. Beyond politics, she is a health and safety professional. She says her career in workplace protection informs her legislative focus, particularly regarding the rights of the average worker.
I firmly believe that every worker deserves to operate in a safe environment and to return home safely to their families at the end of the day.
What sets London apart is her dual reality. When she isn't debating policy, she works as a sanitation worker within the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation. She argues that this hands-on role provides a perspective often missing in high-level governance.
You know, that experience, it keeps me closely connected to the realities faced by many hardworking people across our country and remind me daily that dignity of labor and the importance of valuing every role that contributes to national development.
London joins a parliament currently managing 31 total Senate seats. Her appointment adds a distinct Tobagonian voice to the opposition's roster as they vet upcoming national legislation. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I'm Jewel Green George.
In recognition of World Consumer Rights Day on March 15th, the Division of Finance, Trade and the Economy's Consumer Affairs Unit hosted an educational event aimed at informing stakeholders and citizens about their rights within the marketplace. The initiative sought to raise awareness, promote fair trade practices, and empower consumers with the knowledge needed to make informed decisions. Here are the details.
Manager of the Consumer Affairs Unit in the Division of Finance, Trade and the Economy, Landa Phillips, noted that consumers are entitled to a clean, healthy and sustainable environment. He explained that neither products nor their production process should harm the surroundings, adding that citizens also have the right to basic necessities such as food, clothing, shelter, education and healthcare.
We are also entitled to a clean, healthy, sustainable environment, so no product or the production process is to compromise our surroundings. It is also a right to have access to basic necessities, food, clothing, shelter, education, and health care.
Assistant Secretary Karyn Alexis stressed that even the strongest economy cannot thrive without active consumer participation. He emphasized that respecting consumer rights builds confidence in the marketplace, encouraging people to engage in economic activity and supporting growth not only in Tobago but across Trinidad and Tobago.
We can have the best economy, but if we do not have participating customers, then it would mean nothing. It's super important for us to understand the importance of the consumer in the entire economy and the cycle of the economy. That's why it's important for us to respect the rights of the customers so that they would feel confident to participate in the economy and make sure that we grow as not only as Tobago but as Trinidad and Tobago.
The event highlighted the vital role of consumers in driving economic growth and emphasized the importance of protecting their rights. By empowering citizens with knowledge and ensuring a safe, sustainable environment, Trinidad and Tobago can foster a confident, active consumer base that contributes to a stronger, more resilient economy. This is Aliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
Footballer turned author Karyn Forbes is trading the pitch for the page. The former national captain has launched her second book entitled Beyond the Whistle, a leadership guide rooted in her 21-year athletic career and her recent foray into politics. Jewel Green George has the details.
After more than 2 decades representing Trinidad and Tobago on the international stage, Karyn Forbes is redefining her legacy. Her new book, Beyond the Whistle, isn't just a sports memoir. It's a survival manual for the next generation of leaders. The retired midfielder says the project reflects her growth since her first publication in 2020.
I have gathered and gained a lot of knowledge and insight and foresight into, life in general, because learning is infinite. And it's going to be a much more solid product because I was now able to gain more experience.
The book highlights the transferable skills Forbes mastered through elite sports, discipline, time management, and the mental toughness required to handle the public spotlight. Forbes, who also contested local elections, explains that the whistle represents more than just the end of a match. It's about what remains when the cheering stops.
Those attributes is actually stuff that you could utilize not only in sports, but sports has helped me a lot. I would always recommend it for young persons because I could even mention time management is also one of the things that has improved due to sports.
The official launch took place last Saturday, March 7th at the Tropical Resort in Plymouth. Breaking away from traditional signings, the event featured a cultural showcase involving live saxophone and steel pan performances. Forbes says she is focused on bridging the gap for women in the industry, both on the field and in the boardroom.
That women are being pushed a little bit more now, which that's a good change. But in the end, we still need to ensure that, administrative-wise, we are doing the necessaries to help our sports move forward. And
the book will be available locally through the author before a planned international digital release. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The news will continue in a moment, but why wait? You can follow every story, every update, all the time. Join the conversation and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. Don't miss a beat. We'll be right back.
I think part of the problem we have, and this is not unique to cardiology, but this concept of checkup is going for review. So for example, women are probably better at, they have the mammogram, they have the pap smear, an older patient may have a schedule with a healthcare clinic. So a lot of people in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s don't think of our healthcare as being part of a proactive thing. So they're waiting for something to happen, then go to the doctor.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Well, Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Virtue Legacy Park, Lowland. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son Son. And from Tobago, amateur comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
Tobago. It's Carnival. The vibe. The event space, formerly known as Shade, for the court Tobago, says, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612. Or email iwamg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum. It's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is Carnival.
Welcome back. Bethel SC secured a narrow 1-0 victory over Sidis SC when the teams met in the Under-20 competition hosted by the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association at the Signal Hill Recreation Grounds. The match began with both teams showing strong determination as they battled for control in midfield. Sidis SC looked threatening early on, pressing high and attempting to create openings through quick passing and runs down the wings. Bethel SC, however, remained disciplined at the back and looked to capitalize on counter-attacks. The decisive moment came during the second half when Bethel SC found the breakthrough, taking advantage of space in the attacking third. A well-placed strike beat the Sidis goalkeeper and proved to be the difference in the contest. Following the goal, Sidis SC increased their attacking efforts in search of an equalizer. They created a few promising opportunities late in the match, but Bethel's defense stood firm and managed the game effectively to protect their lead. At the final whistle, Bethel SC emerged with the hard-fought 1-0 win in a closely contested encounter that highlighted the competitive spirit and growing talent within youth football. Do you know your rights as a consumer? Officials are urging citizens to become more aware of the protections available to them, emphasizing that informed consumers play a key role in a healthy economy. From product safety to access to basic goods and services, authorities say understanding these rights help protect individuals and strengthens national development. Here are the details.
Clean bands of the Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards caution consumers about unsafe electrical devices being sold on the market. He explained that one unit examined contained several defects, including a 2-pin 120-volt plug that appears to accommodate 220-volt appliances without a visible transformer, posing a safety risk. Barnes reminded consumers that if a business sells a faulty or misleading product, they have the right to report it and seek a refund.
This device has multiple problems, and I'll run through this device because all the other devices that come after have one or two of the problems here. But this device in particular has all the problems that you could find. If you have this device at home, definitely dispose of it. this device to start with, somehow with a 2-pin 120 plug, you are allowed to plug in 220 devices. So unless this has a transformer inside here hidden, there is no way you could start at 120 and end up at 240.
Ricardo Bob, public health inspector, explained that public health officials are the first to inspect vessels entering the country with cargo such as food and other goods. He noted that before agencies like customs, public health officers must clear the vessel, especially during health threats such as Ebola or COVID-19, placing them on the front line of national protection.
Every vessel that comes into this country bringing food or anything on passengers, guess what? The first set of people who has to clear that vessel, guess is who? You think it's customs? No, it's who? Public health. Public health. So because public health is at the forefront, you know, when there is Ebola, no immigration officer is going in front there. SARS, no immigration officer. COVID, no other officer is going. Who is going in front? Public health.
Officials emphasize the critical role that frontline agencies play in safeguarding public health and consumer safety. Through strict inspections and monitoring at ports of entry, authorities continue to ensure that goods entering the country meet required standards, protecting citizens and maintaining national health and safety. This is Aaliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
A growing unemployment crisis is at the center of a heated political discourse. Today, the opposition, People's National Movement, held a press conference to sound the alarm on what they call, quote, mass terminations, end quote, across the public sector. With official data showing thousands of job losses, the PNM claims vulnerable families are being pushed to the brink. Jewel Green George has the details.
The economic reality for thousands of households in Trinidad and Tobago is shifting. Recent data from the Central Statistical Office reveals a sharp jump in joblessness. The unemployment rate climbed to 4.8% in the third quarter of 2025, up from 3.8% just months before. The PNM opposition claims these figures represent real people, specifically single mothers and the elderly, who are being cut out from state programs.
Up to yesterday, I was in my constituency hearing the cries of mothers and teachers where children cannot go to school. Children cannot get food to eat. Mothers having no access to resources to feed their families.
The opposition specifically highlighted the termination of over 50 employees from the SIPE program. They also noted that 500 teaching aid contracts were not renewed. Long-serving Member of Parliament Carl Imbert says the government is avoiding these difficult conversations by using procedural tactics to end parliamentary debates prematurely.
The fact that Dr. Munilal was manipulating Standing Order 52-1 to prevent the opposition from speaking on a matter that was clearly causing discomfort for the government. I mean, they didn't want us to talk about that they've fired 20 or 30,000 people.
The PNM warns that this loss of income is fueling a spike in school absenteeism and community instability. They argue that when the breadwinners in at-risk areas lose work, the entire social fabric begins to tear.
And you have to ask yourself whether the increase and the escalation of school violence might be directly correlated or connected to the fact that the government continues to attack workers.
The opposition is now calling for immediate social relief measures to cushion the blow of those most affected by the recent wave of contract non-renewals. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I'm Jewel Green George.
Starting next week, travelers entering or leaving Trinidad and Tobago can say goodbye to the blue and white paper forms. The government today officially launched the online arrival and departure card platform, a move officials say will end decades of manual processing at our ports. Jewel Green George has the details about what you need to know before the March 17th deadline.
The era of the paper-based situation is coming to an end. At a press conference this morning, the Ministry of Homeland Security announced that by March 17th, the traditional physical forms will be entirely discontinued. The new digital system allows passengers to log their information up to 72 hours before their flight or vessel arrives.
The system will be fully implemented on the 17th of March. Again, on the 17th of March, at which point the traditional paper-based arrival and departure cards will be discontinued.
Developed in collaboration with CARICOM Impacts, the portal requires travelers to upload their passport biodata page and submit customs declarations online. Upon completion, a QR code is issued to be scanned by immigration officers. Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander says the shift is about more than just convenience.
This has been long overdue. We have been left behind, somewhat primitively. But today is a new day. In fact, when you had paper-based situations to fill out, that was an era then. That era has come and gone.
With the portal open for early access on March 14th, questions remain regarding the digital divide. Officials confirmed that airline staff and constituency office will provide assistance for travelers who are not tech-savvy. Senator Dominic Alexander Smith, Minister of Public Administration and AI, believes this is the first step in a broader modernization strategy.
All of us can collectively celebrate the elimination of what has been a pain point of modernization spearheaded. I want to express also the sentiments that this is a government of collaboration.
Travelers can access the portal via the official Ministry of Homeland Security website starting this Saturday. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The weather report when we return.
Tobago. It's Carnival. The vibe. The event space, formerly known as Shade, quote-unquote Tobago, says, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwamg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum, it's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is Carnival.
TL Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Bertrude Legacy Park, Lowlands. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son. And from Tobago, amateur comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
I think part of the problem we have, and this is not unique to cardiology, but this concept of checkup is going for review. So for example, women are probably better at, they have the mammogram, they have the pap smear, an older patient may have a schedule with a healthcare clinic. So a lot of people in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s don't think of our healthcare as being part of a proactive thing. So they're waiting for something to happen, then go to the doctor.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Every day we bring you closer to the issues that matter most. It's a tough situation for fishing and boating community in Tobago right now, but when livelihoods are literally tied to those engines, a surge in theft feels like more than just a crime. It's an attack on the local economy. With a surge in boat and boat engine theft ahead of the busy Easter season in Tobago, for a social media poll today we asked, the engine bandits are out in force this pre-Easter season. Who do you think is our best line of defense? 28% voted yes, it is a necessary step to protect law-abiding citizens. 71% voted no, the government should use standard policing methods. 1% voted no, I need more information. Remember, your voice counts too. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and join the conversation by voting in our daily polls. Now for a look at the weather update from the TNT Met office. Tonight will be generally fair but interrupted at times by a few partly cloudy intervals with isolated showers across Trinidad and Tobago, the windwards and the southern leewards. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and breezy despite a few partly cloudy spells with isolated showers. By nightfall, conditions will become generally fair. Winds may gust at times, particularly near showers. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be 24 degrees Celsius at Piarco and 25 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Tomorrow's maximum temperature is forecast to reach 31 degrees Celsius at Piarco and 30 degrees Celsius at Crown Point, with heat indices climbing to around 35 degrees Celsius in Piarco and 34 degrees Celsius in Crown Point. Seas will be moderate, with waves between 2.2 and 2.5 meters in open waters and near 1 meter in sheltered areas, occasionally choppy. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:14 and sunset is at 6:16. And that's all the time we have for tonight's Tobago Updates news. Have a great night, but before we go, let's recap the headlines. 9-day search intensifies for 2 sailors and the Campai. 3 charged in $2.3 million VAT fraud linked to THA invoices. And attorney Martin George calls for balanced road enforcement.